Good morning. The sun is shining, the mowers are mowing, the grass leaf blowers are blowing.
Is it raining? Is it snowing?
And I guess it's time to get up. I can't sleep anymore, not with all that racket. So, I enjoyed doing the iced pour over yesterday, so I'm going to do another iced pour over today. I'm going to use the Timor here that I bought from the Island Roasters at New Smyrna Beach. I know I said yesterday that I was going to do a cold brew in the fridge. Had a friend come over last night, and that completely slipped my mind, so I'll do it tonight for tomorrow. No big deal. Iced coffee, yeah. How did we do it yesterday? Actually, yeah, I remember how we did it yesterday, more or less. We'll go through the motions again. So, yesterday we did the iced pour over. It was absolutely delicious, and there's not very many steps involved. So, and this is an adaptation from James Hoffman. I did link the Reddit post in yesterday's morning therapy. So we're going to, this is water, by the way, just water. So if I remember, I can spritz the beans because I've put the grinding setting down to 12. Yesterday it was around 16. I didn't think that was fine enough, so we're gonna, because the drawdown was a little quick, so we're gonna make it a 12 today, and we're gonna see. And it may have been the coffee too, although I will say the one-line coffee that I bought, the El Puente, the Colombian, delicious. It's hard to nail down something, especially when you're just doing it like an amateur rather than, you know, a professional barista or something like that. So, what was it yesterday? Was it 35? Yeah, it was just 35 grams of coffee. Because the normal recipe goes for 30, and the one individual that I was reading from stated that they thought 35 was better. Yeah, 36.0. Does it matter? Honestly, it might. I said that out loud, then I correct myself. It doesn't matter. It could. I mean, it could be the difference between, you know, a good tasting coffee and a great tasting coffee. It's just that weird of a science, especially when you're willing to get pedantic about it. All right, so this is a manual pump. So give it a couple of manual pumps. I've put fresh water in here. So, and this isn't all that great, but we're gonna see what happens. So I'll just, oh, actually, that's pretty good. All right, water those a little bit. Get them in here. Yeah, see, these now they stick. That's not ideal, but that's all right. Try to wipe this down a little bit. It was probably stupid of me to put it in the vessel. I should have weighed it in a cup. Oh, well. Once again, this is not part of a morning routine. This is doing stuff on the fly, so I'm kind of all over the place. Which is just me in general sometimes. All right, got a grind setting of 12. 36 grams of coffee in. Let's go. So before I finish this up, I just wanted to point this out. The chaff, there's no static down here, but the problem comes from the beans are now sticking to the sides a little bit, and I'm going to have to shake it in order to get them to fall down correctly. That's why I'm spritzing the water. Not really feasible sometimes, but we'll finish this up. The last bean finally gave up the ghost. I think this is supposed to stop popcorning. The little hat that's down there doesn't. It's not that big a deal, though. What do we got? Well, we didn't lose much, if any. No, not really. That's pretty good. So we're gonna do what I did yesterday, which was put this in here now. Realize, oh, geez, I need to measure out the ice. I should not have done that. And then I'll measure out the ice. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on here. How are we doing on the heat? Getting close. All right, I'm gonna put this on here. We're gonna measure out, because we're gonna do 500 grams, or 500 milliliters. I'm getting I'm getting the math thing. I'll forget it later, so don't worry. I need 500 grams altogether of water. So we're going to do 170 grams of ice. Which I may have to go and get some more. Oh, 163. Probably one more cube will do it, huh? 174. Good. The ice is incredible. The ice machine's violent. It just is. It chooses violence every day. And this is what happens. All right, so we're going to start with ice, 170 grams of ice. Coffee, 35 grams of coffee. We're going to add 330 grams of water, of boiling water, and then we're going to drink it. But we're going to put in about 100 grams to start with to get a bloom phase going. We're going to let that bloom for roughly about a minute. I'm going to time it. And then we're going to do a nice slow pour. Yeah, I need this right now. I need all of this. If I had a better sprayer, maybe it would be something that I could control a little bit better, but it worked well. There was no static. Everything was in the bucket. It wasn't lining the sides. The only problem is, it gets, and that's also the fact that I cranked this down to a 12 rather than it normally being at a 16 or an 18. It's really interesting how two clicks can make all of the difference in how quickly this thing will grind. It's just wild. So, boiling water. Let's see. I keep doing this, and I'm like always afraid that it's going to bust because it's just ingrained in my head. Oh, and when I put it in there, I didn't get it all over the sides like I normally do. That's pretty cool. All right. Start your timer. Let's get ourselves a 1 minute bloom going, roughly. Pour in 100 grams of water. The ice machine is getting ready. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's getting ready for another volley. Indy's getting out of Dodge, so. Okay, so we're gonna do a rough bloom. No, we're just gonna do a bloom. We're gonna do about a minute bloom. Let all the gases and little bubbles and everything just bloop, 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 bloop. Activate coffee. Ice is already starting to melt. And he's like, what is going on? What could be happening to get me down off of my perch? Yes! All right, let's do a nice, slow, even, controlled pour here and see what happens. I'm going to add 330 grams of water because we added 170 grams of water. And we want this to reach, oop, went a little over. That's all right. We want this to reach 500 grams of water total. Thank you, weighing part. Now we will do our, probably stir it. Maybe we'll give it a stir as well. Of course, the swirl not only helps to settle the bed, but it also grabs some of the particulates off the top as well. But this is just agitating the top just to grab more of those larger grinds off of the sides of the paper filter. All of this, James Hoffman. I've been watching a lot of him over the past couple of months since I started this in February. And it's wonderful to hear him talk about this stuff. It's just, it's not too much. It's explained to where even I can understand it. The whole weight thing, the whole experimentation thing, that's just fun, and hobbies should be fun. This shouldn't be an exercise in anger. Everything that you're doing here, you don't have to do. You could go out and you can buy Folgers, which is fine. But this is just, this is just fun. So we got a lot slower drawdown this time, which makes sense because it is a little bit finer ground. It was a 3-minute drawdown yesterday. We may see 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4 before I pull this filter off. And all of the more time the water has in contact with the coffee, the more of the coffee you're going to extract, which makes sense, doesn't it? 4 minutes. That was a good 4-minute drawdown. Well done. Good job, coffee. 5 stars. Plus this Timor, the walnuts and dark chocolate. I don't think I've tried this with a Timor yet. I'm pretty excited because with how wonderful the sweetness and flavors came out with the one-line coffee I did yesterday, the El Puente. Boy, it was some people can't stand cold coffee, and that's fine. So some people can't stand cold Pepsi. They want room temperature Pepsi. I like room temperature Pepsi. If it's the 0 calorie, no sugar Pepsi, that tastes to me that tastes so much better room temperature, or just mildly like basement temperature, I guess, a little colder than your normal standard upstairs room. If it's over ice, I can't. It tastes awful to me. It just is not great. So let's get this filled with ice. Thank you. When I say filled, I mean just a little bit, not too much ice. Wait for this to dissolve completely, which it will, because it is still, the water is, the coffee in there is still warmer than the ice cubes, so the ice cubes are going to melt. And I think that we've hit a happy melt with this. And yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm open to new things. A lot of people aren't. Cold coffee. Dunkin' Donuts, to me, used to have the best tasting coffee. I haven't been to a Dunkin' Donuts in a long time, so their coffee still probably tastes good. Starbucks, I can't do Starbucks anymore. It just tastes burnt, and then they put so much sugar in it, and then they put all this whipped cream on it, and then it's a chocolate drizzle, and it's like, this isn't coffee anymore. This is dessert, and I don't know. I seem to be getting further and further away from sweet things, which is probably a good thing. Anyway. Coffee in the morning. Guys, so dramatic. Not only can you drink it right away, which makes this, for me, the optimal way to make coffee. Hot coffee is always going to be good, but, if you want it now, relative now, as in do everything I just did to now, this seems like the optimal way to have coffee. Because you still get the heat. You still get the heat brew. You still get the heat extracting the coffee the way it should be extracted. And if you get a nice long draw time, the ice in the bottom's not going to matter, because if it's a 2-minute draw time and you have that much ice, you're not going to extract as much coffee as if it's a 4-minute drawdown time with that much ice. Because you're going to get more concentration out of the draw because the water's in contact with the coffee longer, which is why we grind finer, because it takes a little bit longer for the water to find its way down through finer grinds. I think I said that right. I think I did. I might have said that right. I might be learning things. This is weird. I'm 46 years old. How am I still learning things? That time of my life should have gone. The walnuts there, you get more dark chocolate than anything, but the walnuts, you definitely feel that in your mouth with the taste of the walnut. It just tastes nice. It's just such a great tasting cup of coffee. So we'll leave on that note. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.